Okay, as we continue with the ceremony, we will introduce State Senator Kevin De Leon from the 24th District.
Thank you very much, Captain. Buenos dias. Muy buenos dias. Good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning to the incredible members of our community here in Cypress Park, to our Assemblywoman, Wendy Carrillo. Good morning to all the great representatives here, our council members, our county board supervisors, as well as our member of Congress, Jimmy Gomez, and to each and every one of you. It is indeed an honor to be here with all of you today to share in the memory of the men and women in our military who have laid down their lives so that our families, our friends, so you and I could continue to breathe freely. It seems almost blasphemous to disturb the silence this morning with words that simply will not do proper justice to the feeling of loss or the sense of pride that comes with remembering those who made the supreme sacrifice. So to mend the broken silence, I'll ask you all to pause with me here to reflect on the dedication and patriotism that inspired these women and men, our mothers, our fathers, our sisters and brothers, our best friends, to put everything on the line for you and me. As the old saying goes, time heals all wounds. And for some of you here today, those wounds may still be fresh. But no matter how much time has passed, the sting of a loved one lost never truly subsides, because we carry them with us always in our hearts. Because Memorial Day isn't just a time to remember the contributions our military has made to ensure our safety and our ability to thrive. Today we remember that all gave some, while some gave all. But we also reflect the greater mission of what this country is about and what we fight for. Being an American is about being able to live with dignity and respect, being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, to put in a hard day's work, feel the sweat on your brow and the dirt on your fingernails, and to provide for your family by putting a roof over their head and food on the table, and being able to build a better life for your children. You and I are able to pursue that dream today because of the men and women, regardless of who they are, where they come from, the hue of their skin, which God they love, who they love, or how they found their way into a uniform, gave their utmost. They answered a call to put everything on the line for the values, the men and women, the ideas we hold most dear to our hearts. My name is Kevin De Leon, as many of you know, and I'm the President Emeritus of the California State Senate, your California State Senate, a legislative body that belongs to each and every one of you on the stage and today in the audience. And I can tell you this, that Sacramento politicians, Washington politicians can learn a thing or two from our own servicemen and women. In so many ways, and in a way so many could never understand, veterans and those in active duty understand today what it means to put service before self and people before politics. As legislators, it's incumbent on us to use our power, to use the power of our office to do what we can do to improve the quality of life for all people. But we don't get to do our job without those who serve on the front lines, those who deserve all the credit for the freedoms that we enjoy today. And although our nation is not a perfect nation, we work every day to make it a better nation for each and every one of us. We desperately need veteran voices involved in our communities, in our neighborhoods, and our city councils. But more than anything, we need those voices in our own state capital, in Sacramento. That's why I fought to get Army Captain Senator Josh Newman, elected to our state Senate, and appointed him to be the chair of the Veterans Committee the moment he arrived. Because veterans in this country, even in this state, are not treated with the dignity and the respect that they deserve. Too many return home to a crippling lack of support, a lack of support services, healthcare, job opportunities, and worst of all, housing. That's why in the state Senate, and working also with Wendy Carrillo, I'm working with my colleagues to pass No Place Like Home. Because no veteran, whether it's World War II, whether it's the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the First Gulf War, Afghanistan, Iraq, or elsewhere, no veteran should ever come back home to the wealthiest state and the wealthiest nation in the world and be forced to sleep on our streets. As we all know, there's something deeply undignified of being the wealthiest nation in the world, with the most powerful military in the history of mankind. And to have our men and women come home and sleep on the streets and suffer from severe mental illnesses. That's why this is a very difficult time, but this is a time when we come together, when we support each other, when we're there for each other and we back each other up. We need to honor those who serve this country when they come back home. Just like we take this day to honor those who never could come back home. There's a season, an appointed time for everything on this earth. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot that which was planted. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to celebrate. Every time we look up at our flag waving in the wind, like it is today, every time we see the red, white, and blue, Old Glory, carefully folded and laid to rest, we remember and celebrate the sacrifices our loved ones have made to keep this country safe and free. This is a very special day today, because we just do not recognize those who've given their lives and given their time to service this country, but also to the men and women from Cypress Park, and Highland Park, and Boyle Heights, and East LA, those who gave that ultimate sacrifice, who oftentimes have not been recognized in our history books, in our PBS documentaries, in Washington and elsewhere. But I'm here to stand with each and every one of you and all those on this stage today, that we recognize the Rodriguezes and the Martinezes and the Sanchez and everyone else from these neighborhoods and our high schools and our junior high schools who never questioned but went forward to lay their lives down for the ideals of this great country. To the families and the friends, to those who have fallen, your California State Senate stands with you today and every single day. Thank you. Muchas gracias. God bless you. God bless California. And God bless the United States of America. Gracias.
Thank you, Senator. At this time, please help me in welcoming Assemblymember Wendy.